Namaskar and good afternoon. I am Yatin Mota and you are watching this Moneycontrol live stream, closing bell, and obviously the markets this week were quite volatile, but we ended on the positive note. Obviously we have the Putin-Trump summit later this week, which will determine the course of the international markets, international geopolitics, and obviously we have the BRICS summit also, which will be quite strategic in nature. Obviously, you talk about the markets today. It was expiry for the Sensex this week, and we had a quite volatile session. After opening in the red, we managed to end almost flat in trade today. In fact, if you look at the Nifty on your screens, we have a 12-point kind of a gain coming in and almost a 60-point gain for the Sensex. If you look at the Nifty Bank, 160 points gain for that benchmark index. However, the mid and small cap indices saw some profit taking, almost 0.3% lower for all of these names. The advance decline ratio almost 2:3. However, it was almost 1:1 middle of the day. After lunch, we had some selling which came in. Probably markets are adjusting to the fact that if the Trump Putin which is the US Russia talks fail with respect to ceasefire in Ukraine, there could be a overnight risk. But yes, these are the markets for you. Talking about the market statistics and Nifty 50 gainers today, we had Wipro, Infosys, IT stocks making a lead today, almost 2-3% higher for all of these stocks. Apart from that, we had Zomato, HDFC Life and Asian Paints moving in trade, almost 1-1.5% gains coming in for all of these names. On the losing side, Tata Steel, post the numbers, continues to remain under pressure. That stock was down 3% in trade. Adani Ports, Tech Mahindra, Hero MotoCorp were the other stocks wherein we saw some profit taking in trade today. But clearly, stocks like Eternal, Apollo Hospitals and M&M continue to hit that 52-week high. Talking about Nifty 500, we have Mut Finance, which moved 10% in trade. We'll talk about the stock in detail. We also had Chalet Hotels, Mannapuram and Coromandel moving in trade. What was not doing well is the likes of EIH Hotels, down 6%. Engineers India, post the numbers, was down 6%. But as I mentioned earlier, stocks like Vishal, Mart, post the strong numbers, were at 52-week high. Indigo as well as Mut Finance also were the other stocks which hit 52-week highs in trade today. But today, since we have a big event, we thought getting someone special. We have Ashish Bahety joining us from Pune. Ashish, thank you so much for speaking to Moneycontrol and joining us on the show. You have been talking about that the markets would be sideways, and for the past say 1.5 months we have seen the markets remain sideways. What is your current view? There is a big event obviously tomorrow when it comes to the Putin and Trump summit, but what do you overall make of the Nifty and Bank Nifty levels at current juncture? Do you think we have a deep support even if the talk fail between the two global leaders?
Good afternoon, Yatin. It's been a good week, I'll say. At least the 6-week losing streak has got ended today, this week. And the way we started this week with the put call ratio of almost points dropping down to 0.6, we are again back to 0.9 kind of put call ratio on Nifty, which is fairly positive. I'll say the shorts has been covered, at least on the option side. And the way Nifty on a weekly chart has been holding its 220 exponential moving average has been impressive. Yes, we've seen US numbers coming up, inflation numbers coming down, and that supported the market, as well as the earning seasons getting over. So that's a big positive for the market, I'll say. So there will no more be negative surprises, what we've seen like in stocks like PG, Electroplast, and some of the mid-cap names which have got hammered during this week. However, I think the market has kind of formed a base near 24,500, and that looks a strong support zone. We expect market to bounce back to 25,000 mark. So we're positive on Nifty and having a view of buy and hold for the timing. When compared to Bank Nifty, it looks a little sketchy still. Nifty, there was a support of Reliance in this week along with the IT. But Bank Nifty, I think still there's a pain in most of the private sector banks. PSU has been doing good, but the support level for Bank Nifty would be 55,000, and we think the Bank Nifty might also stretch itself to 56,400 mark.
Okay, let's talk stock specific and Ashish, we have Reliance which is sideways today. IT made a move. A few days back, we had L&T post the numbers, which was doing well. So, market has not established a trend. Sectors are randomly moving up and down. Sectorally, anything specific comes to your mind? Do you think IT is at a good level to buy, given that the RSIs have been much lower? Or probably do you see some bounce back in capital good names, or probably FMCG is your favorite?
Yatin, we have a diverse view on IT. We are almost negative on the large cap IT. However, we are quite positive on the mid cap IT side. So stocks like Persistent or KPIT is on our buying list. However, we are absolutely avoiding TCS and the Infys of the world. We think there will be more pain ahead even for these stocks, though they are being oversold. They're in oversold trajectory. But I think it will be wise to put out the bets on the mid cap IT. However, in the sector, what is looking good is specifically the auto, which has been doing fairly well. Even many of the auto and auto ancillary stocks have done good in even in terms of price action basis. And the second other sector is what is looking good is the capital market theme. We've seen the mutual fund numbers coming up in this week, and there's been a steady growth in the SIP numbers. Despite the market falling, we've seen the SIP book is continuously steadying up. So the overall capital market theme looks good, promising along with the auto.
That on the Ashish favorite list. Let's see how the stocks move. The hopes are that exports as well as the upcoming festive season would cheer up volume growth for most of the auto players, and obviously post 15th August till Diwali Dashera, there would be various new launches also when it comes to two-wheeler as well as four-wheeler companies. We'll watch out for the entire space. But what was moving well in trade is Mut Finance, a stock at record levels, up 10%, one of the top FNO gainers, and the reason were earnings. Almost 44% growth in AUM, 90% growth in profits, and Mut Finance is some gold loan company which has seen a best numbers when it comes to the NBFC space. So Morgan Stanley has upgraded the stock to an overweight call. Target price has been raised to 2,920, which means that even after a 10% move today, we could see another 10% upside over the next few months or so. Talking about Muthoot Finance, Morgan Stanley believes that the consensus was much lower and the earnings came in much better, and the loan AUM growth is very strong at 44% according to Morgan Stanley. So clearly Muthoot Finance, the stock of the day, strong momentum coming in for that stock, 10% higher in trade today. Ashish, would draw your attention to gold loan companies, Manappuram, Muthoot, or probably NBFCs that you like. In the pack, what would be your top idea?
So certainly, Muthoot gave a very pleasant surprise. Stock is closed, gave its highest weekly ever close, and even this level, the volumes have been significantly higher. We've seen almost the weekly average volume of almost I'll say approximately 2 to 3,000, and today volume was itself was 8.5 million shares. So that was a pleasant surprise. And the way open interest was built up even in these levels, I think stock can even inch up to 2,900 or plus marks. However, if I'll say on the gold loan companies or specifically banks, I think Federal has been consolidating in the lower level. One should keep a close eye on the Federal Bank as a whole. I think Federal can move in coming weeks to 200 plus marks easily.
So that's the view coming in on Muthoot Finance as well as other NBFC stocks. But talking about Vishal Mega Mart, here also we saw a same-store sales growth of nearly 10.5%. Stock is at new 52-week high, and probably we could see a MSCI inflow to the tune of 2,000 crores here in Vishal Mega Mart. Ashish, talking about Vishal Mega Mart or probably the likes of Eternal, D-Mart, all of these stocks have made a move in the last 1 month. They have outperformed the markets. Any particular view or any stock that you like in these retail come new age companies?
Yeah. So the Vishal Mega Mart has been, since its IPO, has been steadily inching or making a higher high pattern, and the stock has been given nice steady return. I think since IPO, stock has already moved 50% kind of zone. From the other FMCG or the consumption related stocks, I think DMart and Kalyan Jewelers, these are looking good on the charts along with the Titan. The DMart has given a clean breakout on the weekly charts, and I think stock is well placed, or it's covering a gap which was formed somewhere around the October 2024. Stock is now filling that gap, and once that happens, stock may even move up to 4700 mark. So one can keep a view on DMart. Even the trend, I think after the numbers, there's a little bit of downward surprise, but I think now the stock is consolidated and may give up a head spin on the upside.
Okay, so that's the view coming in on Trent as well as various retailers, including Vishal Mega Mart. Ashish, obviously we have the long weekend along with Independence Day. Any Independence Day stock ideas that you would like to share with our audience?
I think one can keep a view on ion camps. This is looking really good on the charts. Stock has been moving on a weekly chart continuously. Since last 2 weeks, it made a higher high pattern, and stock is approaching a resistance area of 3900. If that gets broken, we may see even 4100 mark on the charts. So one can keep a view there by keeping a stop loss of 3800.
Okay, so that's CAMS for you as one of the stocks to keep on your radar. With that, completely running out of time. Ashish Bahety, thank you so much for speaking to Moneycontrol and giving your views on the Indian markets. So that's a wrap coming in from us at Moneycontrol. Do enjoy the long weekend and happy Independence Day in advance. Do log into moneycontrol.com for all your business news and other updates.